Well, hello and welcome back. My figs are almost bare and it is a really sad picture. I thought that they're going to last longer in the polytunnel, but we do not hit our polytunnel, so eventually the polytunnel tends to be really bare at the moment. So that is the 5th of November, and today we had a really first hard frost. That's why I closed the door and I still feel like I'm a little bit cold inside, and my red nose is the sign of it, but I will try to handle the cold weather. I think that's one of the most exciting videos during the month of November for me. I really prepare for it in advance. I buy all the seeds in advance. That's something that is my habit. I'm not a kind of people who just, wait till the very last moment and then realize that they need to prepare. There is more precision about what I buy, and I really love it because all the time I always look through the catalogue of the seeds, and it takes so much time for me to decide what I want to buy and what I need. Let's go and check what my next season will look like and what my plants are. I have all the seeds sorted out into different categories, so I will just pick the categories and look into them. Starting with root crops. The only difference this year will be is that I'm going to try out the seeds of one exact firm. Because before I aimed at, if you remember my experiment, I aimed at expensive seeds and expensive firms that produce the seeds, and I realized that they are not so cool, and I don't want to actually spend lots of money on those premium quality seeds, because there was no difference between just the usual seeds and the premium ones. As for the carrots and beetroot, actually I have the packages from last year that I'm going to use. There were some varieties I really loved, the small variety of carrots. As for the ones that I bought, I really love this lawn and beautiful red variety of carrots. As for the beetroot, I tried to strive for a bit of variety as well, because I always buy kind of classic shape of the beetroot, but right now I decided to buy this flat variety of beetroot. I think that it will be also kind of decorative and even a bit different in taste. And I have a bit of daikon left. Right now we harvested daikon, and that's pretty good. One package for 3 or 4 seasons, and that's totally okay for me. The next category will be a mixture of different herbs, the ingredients for the herbs that I make, for the spices that I make. We have a bit of radish left. I'm not a fan of radish. My mom loves it, and that's why we always leave a package for her. Also, I have parsley. Well, with parsley I have good relationship. I have celeriac. By the way, which is also, I think that this year was the first year when I tried to dry celeriac and parsnip for my blend of herbs, and you know what, the taste of it is totally different. I mean, I always loved the taste, but right now it as if it adds certain shades. I didn't need to buy the packages this year, because also parsnip and celeriac, that's something that I have for several seasons, just one package. We had a bit of dill left, and I said that I don't need to buy it because all the time, every single year, we somehow lack dill. Do you add a lot of dill into different dishes? Because in here, I think that people are obsessed with the dill. We add it to every single dish. We add it to different preservations. And that is one of the herbs that every person has in their home or in their garden. That's why we need a really huge amount of this, because we freeze dill, we dry it, and we have it in the fresh form. So it's just right now that I realize that probably that's culture specific to add lots of dill into different dishes. I bought lots of it the previous year, and I decided not to buy new packages. I think that I need to finish these ones. I'm not the person who buys lots of packages and just uses a small portion of them, and then the expiry date of the seeds just ends and I throw them away. I always try to use all of the seeds till the very last seed left in the package. I decided to buy basil. I really loved it. That was the first year I planted it. And the aroma around the basil and the way it somehow, I love pasta. I have a bit of Italian in my soul. And I realized that adding basil, even in the dry form, into pasta is a really cool thing. I don't know why I never added it. And also about the basil in general, we have an abundance of dill, but almost no one plants basil, which is a very strange thing. The previous year I bought the green variant, and right now I decided to buy dark red. How do you call this color? I'm not sure. It's like the mixture of red and black. My mistake was that the previous year I planted a really small portion of basil because I thought that I would never like it, but it turned out to be really great. So that's as for the standard, I would say the standard amount of herbs that I use. Also, I think that I missed it. It's somewhere in here. Yeah, I bought mint. I think that at the moment I'm becoming really self-sufficient in the blend of teas that I have. Like before, I would always buy them, but right now I have lemon balm, I have blackcurrant leaves, and I have Ivan tea. But I think that the variety of 3 teas is not enough for me. Like, obviously we love variety and we get used to a certain variety when we drink it all the time. And I decided to first of all buy mint, but of 2 different varieties. The first one is just classic mint, and the second one I am sure that it would be really great for tea. And there is another herb that I bought on the recommendation of my godmother. She said that it almost has the same taste and smell as the lemon balm, but a lot better. Then moving on to the category of cucumbers, I was so discouraged to buy different really good expensive varieties of cucumbers because you remember the results of this year, and I'm even pretty anxious. I decided to go for it and still buy cucumbers. I didn't have any packages left from the previous year because I literally planted every single seed and none of them gave result, which was disappointing. I have some of the cucumbers based on the recommendation of one person. There is this really long variety that one person loves, and she says that all the time the crop is superb. Also, I bought, that's my bad, but I decided to buy the variety of the premium quality seeds just because it has kind of up to 5 cucumbers in one bunch, and I think it will be really decorative if it's going to happen. Some of the cucumbers of that firm that I want to try, at least like half of them are, not the half of them, almost 70-80% of the seeds are from that firm. We have peppers. What my surprise and revelation is that I think I'm going to cut down on peppers gradually. I don't need a lot of them. Like before, we always planted the same amount of peppers as we had of tomatoes as well. But I realized I need just a couple of plants for something to cook or for different mixtures when I'm preserving. That's why, that I always buy the seeds of peppers with thick peel. This time I decided to experiment and buy, first of all, peppers of different colors, obviously yellow, orange and red. And the last one is the is the one that actually it says that this type of pepper comes from Mexico, I think. Yeah, and that's all. Surprising, isn't it? I think I'm becoming more conscious of what I really need, not trying to plant as much as possible and to have the variety, but I think that you can achieve variety even with just 3 packages of seeds of different colors, and the pepper will be awesome. And I think I will not plant pepper into the polytunnel because I don't have the need of planting into the polytunnel. I have a lot of space outside the polytunnel on my plot, and it shows the same result as inside the polytunnel and outside, so there isn't any difference. The next category, I think that's the most beloved category of mine, and I'm not joking, I love it even more than the category of tomatoes. And look at how many packages they are. I admit I am getting crazy about it. So that is the category of watermelons and melons. For grafting, you need to pick the watermelons of a medium or large size, well, at least what it says in characteristics on the package. So the sizes that I picked are ranging from 5 kg to 15 kg. Well, they are pretty common. So like the standard watermelon in here is the one that has this, light green stripes. Also I tried to look at the watermelons for some of the decorative purposes as well. The one that I wanted is the watermelon with yellow peel, but the red inside. That will be just a classic watermelon, but with a yellow inside. It says that it's a lot sweeter. Then what I've got is the number of melons. Also I tried to look at the color of them. So I picked yellow and orange variety of the peel, and I looked for this one that I really loved. And I think it also will be part of for decorative purposes. Also, I have here pumpkin included. In most of the cases, that will be pumpkin for grafting. But I bought exactly the same pumpkin, the variety and the firm that produced it, that I grafted 2 years ago when I had really good results. Maybe it also has it say in grafting that you need to stick to one variety of pumpkin that you graft on. But also I bought Lagenaria seeds. Yeah, I have to be successful. And of course I could not buy this gorgeous beauty. Is this massive gigantic pumpkin. Literally that was the heaviest one, and I'm ready to grow 60 kilograms. But I think that this pumpkin is more of a decorative thing for me, though I think it would be really cool to use this pumpkin for grafting. Can you imagine that? I mean, like, in itself, genetically, this pumpkin can grow up to 60 kilograms. The next category are courgettes. I have lots of them left from the previous year, so I think the new packages that I bought, I'm not going to use them. I tried to aim at 3 varieties, that is light green, a variety of courgettes, dark green and yellow. I still can't figure out the variety that I love most of all, but I think that will be of dark green variety because still they taste differently. So these are the ones that I bought, also from that firm with premium seeds. Oh yeah, and in here I also have the corn, guys. We're going to plant corn. So I really want this sweet corn variety. Also, I have an eggplant. There's only one variety. I told you that I experimented with one variety of eggplant, but I totally disliked it. I think I'm getting into that stage of life when I adore eggplants. I hated them when I was a child. And this one is called Patterson, super decorative. They're so awesome, and they are good for preservations. Then what I have in here, that's the category of cabbage. There are different types of cabbage. Definitely cabbage of early and late crop. They are left from the previous year because we didn't have good crop of cabbage, unfortunately, and I have the solution for it that I'm going to show during the next season. Also, what I've got in here is the Chinese cabbage, of course, and I have a couple of varieties in here. I used to have really good cauliflower from this farm, so definitely I needed to add it to my basket. Then I have broccoli. I think that I'm growing into a person who gradually starts to dislike broccoli. I need to plant it because that's very good for different soups. And also I have cauliflower. Obviously cauliflower, that's the biggest crush of mine. I really love cauliflower. I'm struggling with cauliflower for the past couple of years, and I really need to change something about it so that to get good results from it. That's the category of tomatoes. That was one of the categories that I was super precise about. And I have only the varieties that I'm going to plant. Nothing more, nothing less than that. Definitely what has changed is that I will include cherry tomatoes, and I decided to plant two varieties of them, the red one and the yellow one. But I think that I am more excited about the yellow variety because that is so long. They say that it tastes almost like raspberry, like yellow raspberry. So I have a couple of red varieties. They claim to have really good crop, and the bunches themselves are going to be super decorative. Also I have yellow variety. I realized that I didn't have yellow variety for the last couple of years. I never planted it, I don't know why, but yellow tomatoes are so delicious. I also bought one package of the farm of premium seeds. And if you remember that famous flame I'm always boasting of, I cannot find the substitute of the same variety from different farms, and I need to buy the seeds from this farm because I really love this flame variety. And this one is actually a bit different, though it will be bigger than the flame. Then I have dark red variety, that's mostly for salads. There are varieties I'm going to use only for preservation, so there are varieties I'm going to use only for salads. Another variety that is super exotic, that should be pretty massive. And the last one is the small variety. If you remember, I planted a small variety and I totally loved it. I get my own seeds from that tomatoes, so that not to buy, and I think that should be okay because that's not a hybrid. I bought another variety that claims to be even better than that one, but I obviously needed to include tomatoes of small varieties. I fell in love with the picture of them. As for the onion, we are going to plant onion from the seeds, and I think we will get really good results. I'm hopeful about it somehow. So that's the category of flowers. Most of them are the ones that me and my mom really wanted. It's not like we bought them because we liked the picture. We saw them in reality, the way they grow in our climate, and that's why we decided to buy them. So most of them are only for 1 year, and there is only one of the flowers that will grow for several years. That's it. Thank you for being with me, especially if you stayed till the very end. Thank you so much. Let's keep in touch. I think winter will be fun. Judging by the 5th of November, it's getting really cold. Though, you know what an interesting thing I had a conversation with my godmother yesterday, and she said, like, you know what, at the beginning of November, like approximately 15-20 years ago, they had huge layers of snow. Can you imagine that? I mean, like, they could not open the door in the house, and they could not take children to the school because the layers of snow were so deep. At the moment, it's just hard frost, and you know, I'm whining about it. But yeah, I still feel totally fine. There's kind of frost that I still can bear, see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye bye.